In the dense heart of the forest, where the ancient trees whispered secrets to each other, 4 unsuspecting friends would soon uncover a chilling mystery. Sam, the leader of the group, scanned the horizon, his eyes reflecting confidence and a hint of impatience. His gaze settled on a serene clearing that opened up to a tranquil lake. The water mirrored the blue of the sky, and the occasional ripple broke the reflection, hinting at the creatures beneath. Birds chirped, and a gentle breeze swayed the leaves. It seemed perfect. Too perfect. "This is it," he declared, hoisting his backpack off his shoulder. "Best camping spot ever." Alex, his younger sibling, hesitated at the edge of the clearing. "Are you sure about this place, Sam? It feels... I don't know... off." Taylor, engrossed in a leather-bound book, looked up and nodded. "Alex might be onto something. This forest is steeped in legends. This very lake," Taylor gestured towards the still water, "is said to have witnessed events from centuries past." Jordan, tightening the straps on their own pack, raised an eyebrow. "You and your legends, Taylor. But to be fair, every forest has its tales. Doesn't mean they're true." Sam laughed. "Come on. A little legend might spice things up. What's the worst that could happen?" As the group began setting up their camp, none could shake off the feeling of being watched. As the tents rose and the campfire began crackling, Taylor opened their folklore book, eager to share tales of the very land they were on. Alex, already uneasy, shot a pleading glance at Sam, hoping they'd skip the stories. But as the shadows grew longer, the legends of the forest would come alive, weaving a story none of them could ever have imagined. The orange and pink hues of the setting sun painted the sky, casting long shadows across the clearing. The group huddled around the campfire, the flickering flames creating a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow. The comforting warmth stood in stark contrast to the growing chill of the evening. Jordan, the ever-practical one, was grilling sausages over the fire, the aroma filling the air. "Who's hungry?" they called out, trying to lighten the mood. Alex, still feeling uneasy from before, tried to shake off their discomfort. "Starving!" they replied, trying to sound cheerful, though their gaze frequently darted towards the dense tree line. Sam, ever the entertainer, began recounting some of his own previous camping adventures. "Remember the time we camped up north and that raccoon stole our entire stash of marshmallows?" he said, nudging Jordan. Jordan chuckled. "Or the time you thought you could out-sing a pack of coyotes?" The group shared a hearty laugh, momentarily pushing aside the encroaching shadows of the forest. Sensing an opening, Taylor gently interrupted. "Speaking of animals and the wilderness..." They held up the leather-bound book, its pages worn from age. "This forest, you know, isn't just known for its beauty. It's had its share of... mysteries." Alex gulped, looking apprehensively at Taylor. "Do we really have to?" Sam, always the skeptic, grinned. "Come on, Alex, it's just a bit of fun." Taylor began. "Centuries ago, when the town nearby was just a small village, people spoke of the whispers of the woods. Travellers and villagers would sometimes hear voices, soft and melodic, luring them deeper into the forest." Jordan, a stick with a sausage in hand, looked intrigued. "Luring them to what?" Taylor's eyes took on a faraway look. "Some say it was spirits of the forest, while others believed they were echoes of past events, remnants of old ceremonies or rituals held by ancient civilizations." Sam scoffed. "Ancient civilizations in this forest? Sounds like a load of nonsense." Taylor, unperturbed, continued. "The most unsettling part? Some who followed the whispers never returned. The crackling of the fire was the only sound for a few moments. Even Sam looked taken aback. Then, breaking the silence, a faint rustling came from the trees, followed by what sounded like whispers. Alex's eyes widened. "Did you guys hear that?" Jordan, looking concerned, replied, "It's probably just the wind or maybe some animals." But as the night deepened, the whispers grew more pronounced. The tales of old no longer felt like mere stories, but a foreboding prelude to the night that lay ahead. Moonlight filtered through the dense canopy, illuminating the clearing with an eerie glow. The group, huddled closer now, tried to shake off the unease settling in their bones. Alex clung to Sam's arm. "I knew this place was wrong," they whispered, eyes darting toward the source of the sound. "I can hear them clearly now. They're not just whispers, Sam. They're saying something." Sam, trying to keep a brave face, strained his ears. The soft murmurs from the woods seemed to weave a melodic chant, a rhythmic ebb and flow that pulled at something deep within. Taylor, looking both fascinated and terrified, opened their book, flipping pages frantically. This matches one of the tales. The whispers aren't random. They're an invitation, a call to those who hear them. Jordan, who had been trying to reignite the dying campfire, froze. An invitation to what? Taylor's finger traced lines on a page. To join the spirits, to become one with the forest, forever. As the words sank in, a cold wind blew, making the fire flicker violently. The protective symbols Jordan had placed earlier seemed to shimmer faintly, almost as if they were alive. "It's said that these spirits are guardians of the forest," Taylor continued, their voice trembling. "They sometimes beckon to those they deem worthy, or sometimes just curious souls, leading them into the heart of the woods." Jordan rose, looking determined. "We need to stick together. Those symbols I placed are from old traditions, meant to protect against forest spirits. As long as we're within their bounds, we should be safe." Sam, trying to rally the group, said, "Okay, let's keep calm. We'll stay within the circle, keep the fire going and wait till morning. We've camped in remote spots before. We can handle this." But as hours passed, the weight of the forest's eyes bore down on them. The fire, despite their best efforts, dimmed, casting long and twisted shadows. The whispers grew louder, now echoing names. Sam, Alex, like a siren's song, alluring and inescapable. Just past midnight, the fog rolled in, surrounding the campsite and reducing visibility to almost nothing. Alex, clutching the tent fabric, muttered, "It's like we're in another world." Taylor, gripping their book, whispered, "In many tales, midnight is when the veil between our world and others is thinnest." Suddenly, Sam's flashlight, left on a rock, flicked on by itself, its beam pointing towards the dense woods, illuminating a path. Sam, wide-eyed, whispered, "I didn't turn that on." The whispers now seemed to emanate directly from the path, beckoning, inviting. The group clung to each other, resisting the call. But as dawn seemed an eternity away, the allure of the whispers would test the bonds of friendship and family, drawing them into a night of otherworldly terror. The beam from Sam's flashlight, still unnaturally illuminating a path deeper into the woods, appeared almost hypnotic in the thick fog. The whispers grew more insistent, painting visions of ancient rituals, celebrations, and unity with the forest. Jordan, trying to ground the group, said, "We need to resist. We cannot leave this clearing." But as the minutes passed, a change came over Sam. His usually defiant eyes now seemed distant, glazed over. Without a word, he started walking slowly toward the path. "Sam!" Alex shouted, trying to grab his arm, but Sam seemed to be in a trance, unresponsive, and steadily moving towards the beckoning light. Taylor, panicked, flipped through the pages of the book. There must be something here, a way to break the trance. Jordan, while keeping an eye on Sam, started drawing symbols in the dirt, hoping to amplify the protective circle. "Hurry, Taylor! We can't lose him!" As Sam moved further away from the campfire's dim light, the fog seemed to embrace him, with only the faint glow of the flashlight showing his outline. Alex, tears streaming down their face, cried out, "Please, Sam, come back to us." Suddenly, Taylor's voice cut through the fog. "Here, ancient tales mention a chant to break the forest's hold." Rapidly reciting the lines, Taylor began an old rhythmic chant that seemed to resonate with the heartbeat of the forest. The whispers faltered, becoming disjointed. The fog swirled as if reacting to the chant, and the beam of the flashlight flickered. Jordan joined in, their voice harmonizing with Taylor's, amplifying the chant's power. The protective symbols started glowing, casting a radiant light that pushed against the encroaching darkness. Sam halted. For a moment, everything was still. The forest, the whispers, and the very air. And then, like a puppet with its strings cut, Sam collapsed. Alex rushed forward, Jordan and Taylor close behind. The three found Sam unconscious but breathing, the flashlight next to him, now dark. Dragging Sam back to the camp, the trio fortified their protective circle. The whispers, now sounding angered and mournful, faded into the background as dawn's first light began to creep over the horizon. But the night's ordeal had left its mark. While the immediate danger seemed to have passed, the group was left with the haunting realization that the forest's mysteries were far from over, and Sam's connection to those mysteries was deeper than any of them could have imagined. The first rays of morning sunlight filtered through the trees, casting the campsite in a soft golden hue. The horrors of the night seemed almost dreamlike in the clear light of day. However, the exhaustion and concern etched on the faces of Jordan, Alex, and Taylor were proof that the events had been all too real. Sam began to stir, his eyes fluttering open. What happened?" he mumbled, his voice hoarse. Alex, tears of relief forming, hugged Sam. "You scared us. You just walked into the forest like you were being called." Sam frowned, trying to recall. "I had visions, memories, but not mine. There were rituals, dances, and a sense of belonging, and a woman with eyes like mine beckoning me to join." Taylor, intrigued, asked, "Describe her." She was older, dressed in ancient tribal attire, her hair long and silver. There were symbols painted on her face, and she held a staff with the same symbols that Jordan drew in the dirt. Jordan's eyes widened in realization. That's the symbol of the forest's guardian spirits. They're not just protectors, but also the bridge between the physical world and the ancestral realm. Your connection, Sam, it's not just random. You might be descended from the forest's ancient guardians. Sam, still reeling from the revelation, said, "But our family never mentioned any connection to this forest." Taylor, flipping through the book, responded, "Legends say that the guardians over time integrated with the outside world, leaving behind their duties to ensure their descendants led normal lives. But the forest never forgets. It might have recognized a kinship within you." As the group tried to digest this, a rustling came from the woods. Emerging from the tree line was an old woman, her silver hair flowing down her back, her face adorned with familiar symbols. The group tensed, but the woman raised a hand in a gesture of peace. "Do not fear," she said in a voice that seemed to echo the ages. "I am Lila, the last of the forest guardians. The forest called you Sam, not to harm, but to reconnect. You hold the bloodline of the guardians. The forest sensed its kin and sought to awaken your ancestral memories." Sam, still in shock, asked, "Why now? Why me?" Lila, her gaze softening, replied, "The forest is in peril. The balance is shifting, and it needs its guardians more than ever. While it may have been overzealous in its approach, its intentions were never malicious. It seeks protection, unity, and understanding." The group, realizing the depth of their connection to the forest and its ancient lore, decided they needed to aid in restoring the balance. With Lila as their guide, they would embark on a journey, not just of the physical realm, but also of discovery, heritage, and destiny. The days that followed were a whirlwind of learning and revelation. Lila, with her vast knowledge, took the group deeper into the forest, unveiling hidden groves, sacred springs, and ancient carvings that told tales of times long past. Sam, feeling the tug of his ancestral roots, was trained in the ways of the guardians. With Lila's guidance, he learned the chants, rituals, and dances that kept the forest's essence alive. The whispers that once seemed menacing now sounded harmonious, a symphony of nature that resonated with his very being. Alex, Jordan, and Taylor also found their roles in the restoration. Alex's intuition and bond with Sam helped them communicate with the spirits. Jordan's knowledge of protective symbols ensured their safety, and Taylor's book became an invaluable tool, bridging the gap between ancient lore and present reality. Together, they performed a grand ritual at the heart of the forest, a place where the trees seemed to touch the heavens and the waters ran crystal clear. As Sam danced, invoking his ancestral spirits, Jordan and Taylor chanted, their voices echoing throughout the forest. Alex, meanwhile, played a rhythmic beat on an old drum, its sound pulsating with the heartbeat of the forest. As the ritual reached its peak, a radiant light enveloped the grove. The boundaries between past and present, spirit and mortal, seemed to blur. An overwhelming sense of unity and peace settled over the forest. When the light faded, the forest seemed more vibrant, the air fresher, and the waters clearer. The balance had been restored. Lila, with tears in her eyes, addressed the group. "The forest thanks you. You've not only saved it, but also rekindled the legacy of the Guardians. While I am the last of the old Guardians, you, Sam, carry the torch forward." Sam, humbled, replied, "We'll protect this place, ensuring its stories and essence remain alive." Lila smiled. "I know you will. Remember, the forest is a living entity, with memories, emotions, and desires. Treat it with respect, and it will bestow its blessings upon you." With their mission accomplished, the group headed back to their campsite, their bond with each other and the forest stronger than ever. As they left the forest's embrace, they knew they were leaving a part of themselves behind, forever intertwined with its ancient tales and spirits. And so, the forest, once a place of mystery and terror, became a beacon of hope, unity, and rebirth. The tales of its guardians, both old and new, would be passed down through the ages, a testament to the timeless bond between man and nature